Alright, we're about to change the oil on an '05 Toyota Corolla. A couple steps we've already taken. Pulled the parking brake, let the car run for a little bit to get the temperature about right. We've also jacked it up here and we put a safety stand on there as well. And then we're about to go under the car. Alright, so we're under the car. We got our oil pan here. Here's the oil release nut right there. And there's our oil filter. So we're going to go ahead and take out that nut right there. Let the oil drain into that pan. And we'll go from there. Alright, another thing is after you get this nut cracked, you want to just get it to where you can get it with your fingers here. Let's set this up so I don't get oil everywhere. So take it here. Alright, now we got the oil pouring into the oil pan here. Got a good amber color on it. We're just going to let it drain all the way out. Alright, so this is our oil plug right here. It's the nut we were trying to get off. It's very important that you save this so it doesn't fall into the bin of oil over here. Alright, we're going down to a trickle. Oh, there it is. So we're going to let that go for a little bit longer. And then we're going to take out the filter right there. Alright, you can loosen up the old oil filter in a variety of ways. Probably an oil wrench is most popular, but we just did it by hand over here. So we're going to let this come off. Get a little bit of oil out of here. Now we're draining it out of the oil filter. Into the pan. They're draining from both sides, right? Alright, being the good eco-citizens we are, we're going to put our old oil filter in our new oil filter box and have it recycled at Jiffy Lube along with the other oil in the pan over there. And there's the new oil filter. And there's the same oil plug. These will come in handy here in a little bit. Another thing you don't want to forget is to put a little oil around the ring, this black part right here, so that way it seals a little bit better on the car. Not sure why you do this, but I was told to do this, so I'm recommending it as well. Alright, so now we have our oil on there, around the ring. Go back up under here. Yep. That's a little bit out of the way. And there, we're just going to screw it on with our hands and get it nice and snug. Another thing is you want to make sure it threads easy on there, so you don't want to be forcing it on there only to screw it up and have it stick on there too hard, out of line, out of the grooves. So we're just going to get that nice and tight with our hand here, tighten it up a little bit as best we can. That'll be about good right there. There we go, okay. Next we're going to replug the oil as it's dripping right there. We're going to leave it go for a little bit longer, then we're going to replug that. Alright, so as you can see, we're not leaking oil anymore, and the nut is back on there. Went ahead and tightened it by hand, and then gave it a couple cranks with the wrench. Not too terrible, but not too tight either. And we also have our oil filter still up in there, ready to go. It's snug already. Alright, so we're good. Now we're gonna go to the top of the part of the car. We're gonna pour the oil in. Okay, so we made it, and there's where we want to pour the oil in. We got our oil over here. Our funnel we're going to use. Oh, Blitz product, that'll work, whatever. You can even use a sawed off 2-liter if you want, but I was at AutoZone buying the oil, so I figure I might as well. And then all you got to do is figure out how many quarts of oil your car takes. Corolla takes 4. Just pour it in there, put the lid back on. Your oil has been changed. Alright, a couple last steps you want to do before you go ahead and drop the car off the jack. You want to check your dipstick, make sure everything's alright. Flip this out real quick. And it's a little hard to tell on the camera, but the oil does look good. It's a little bit high, but that's alright. Should be good to go. Okay. We're going to go inside the car for the last step. Okay, so for the final part of the oil change is to turn off your maintenance required light. This takes a little bit of practice, but what you got to do is you got to put the key in the ignition, turn it to accessories, and as you're turning it to accessories, you hold down your odometer button. Let's see. You should see those little blinking lights count down. Once you get all the way to the bottom, that's it. Then when you turn your car back on all the way, you will have no maintenance required light anymore. That's just the door open light. Alright, and that's how you change the oil on an 05 Toyota Corolla by yourself.